What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we are going over the centers tier list. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. We've already went over all of the other positions for NBA Infinite, and finally, we have reached the end, the centers. Now, the centers, there really isn't a lot of centers. I think this position is represented the least in the game player-wise, so we definitely need to get a lot more centers in this game. There we go. Clint Capella, and I think he's a solid pick early game for brand new players in those lower ranks, but he definitely falls off, so we're not going to put him at like the worst. Putting him in the B. Next one we got is Brook Lopez. Now everyone was highly like representing Brook Lopez when the game first came out. Everyone was like, oh man, max him out first. He's a great center, and he is 3-point shooting, and he also is really good at blocking, but he is god-awful slow. I mean, legit, I feel like he's the slowest player in the game. He moves like a brick. You know, he's good, but at the same time, I'm putting him in the B. I think he is a bit better than Clint Capella. He's someone that a lot of people typically use and abuse in those lower ranks for new players when everyone was starting to climb the leaderboards and the ranking system when the game first came out. You were seeing him a lot, but definitely once you get into those higher ranks, you very rarely see him. He's pretty much just a one-trick pony. Next one we got is Andre Drummond. He's another one who's super duper weak. I'm putting him in the C. I honestly never really see anyone use him. You can see his price kind of slowly went up. He's an interesting one because he's good for like defensively, like grabbing rebounds. His dunking is okay, but he really just, his stats overall are just really bad. Next one, Montrezl Harrell, pretty much the same thing. He's another one who's super duper weak. Really doesn't bring too much to the table. Next one we got is Mr. Jokic. Definitely top tier. We're putting him in the S. Now the only issue with him is that a lot of his specific abilities has to do with kind of making your teammates better, right? When he goes ahead and sets a screen, you know, you're helping your teammates movement speed and stuff like that. In games where you're playing with complete randoms, a lot of them don't even understand how Joker works. And that's one of the biggest problems is if you have someone playing as him on your team, you have to understand how to utilize his abilities to kind of help your teammates. Next one we got is Embiid. Now, Embiid had a huge spike 7 days ago, a week ago. I know there were some people I saw hyping him up in videos, and when people were hyping him up in videos, his price skyrocketed. And I was just like, oh my gosh. It's just like, I don't get it, because like, he was super cheap, and then when somebody kind of makes a video, like a content creator hyping him up, then everyone it's like sheep and they follow it, and everyone's buying it. His price goes up, and now look what happened. A week later, and now his price is back down to what it was. So, I mean, this alone just shows you the influence that content creators have on the market, which is kind of scary if you're just not using your own brain and you're just kind of following what some person says on a camera, right? Like anyone can come on here, make a video, hype someone up, and then it may or may not be true. So just be very cautious about videos you see of people hyping other players up because of those price hypes. And now look, you know, he's back to being where he was before, almost. Yeah, I've seen him under $1 million again. Regardless though, Embiid is definitely a top tier. I'm going ahead and putting him in the S. Really, I would say probably the cheapest legendary that you can kind of max out. Next one we got is Bam Adebayo. Now, this is one that I think a lot of people argue and say that he's easily like an S tier. I don't quite think he's an S because I just don't feel like he's better than Joker or Embiid or even Towns. It's a tough one because I know a lot of people say he's really good, and I definitely think he's good, but I'm putting him in the A. For me personally, he's like an A+, S-. So you could put him as like an S-. I'm putting him as an A+. Next we got is Towns. Now he skyrocketed over the last couple days. I don't know why. Randomly he just decided to increase. Maybe somebody else made a video on him, I don't know, but he just randomly increased a dramatic amount. I was buying these when the game first launched, super cheap. I was getting him for like 375K, 400K, 450. So when I saw this huge spike, I actually sold all of my towns for like 700K. So I made an insane profit off of this. But he's definitely an amazing player. I would say he's like the best epic center. So I'm putting him in the S because he has that 3-ball. I mean, it's insane at a rank 1. He's got a 727 3-point shooting score. That's a really, really high number at rank 1. And that's not even to mention that his like dominant skill goes ahead and just increases his open 3-point field goal percentage. Next one we got is Rudy Gobert. Now he is an interesting one because he's an absolute destruction force on defense. I mean, his blocking ability, his defense, his rebounding, but god awful on offense. I mean, really, really bad offensively. It's really hard to like make moves with him when you catch the ball offensively. It's almost like if you get the ball as him on, you just pass it. But very, very strong defensively. So I'm going ahead, I'm putting him in the A. It's tough. I would say he's not as good as Bam though, because I feel like Bam at least can play offense a lot better. Sabonis is good for offensively, but he's another one who's kind of like a team player. He's also really good at rebounding. He's mostly going to be good for kind of helping your team. So it's another team player oriented character in the game where it can be tough soloing with other randoms who again don't understand how his exclusive works or how his dominance works, where he's increasing the teammates' field goal percentage as he passes the ball. So you really want to have him involved a lot of the times, passing the ball and then shooting off of a pass from him. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm putting him in the A though, because I think he's another really amazing pick. So that is it. That is my tier list for the centers in NBA Infinite. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.